Hey. Hi.
Hello.
You guys, welcome back. Oh my gosh.
Happy to be back.
Yes.
So I haven't seen you in a few weeks, and the first time I met you, Patricia and Don, was when we were shooting your counseling segment for the 9 months for the Courtney Cox, which was phenomenal. And all that was happening while you guys were pregnant and right after the delivery and everything that happens. And we did a 2-hour session, and you can see 4 minutes of it
Yeah.
on that.
I know.
Yeah.
You guys did a lot of work in that session. That's okay.
did.
That's
We
okay.
did.
That's okay. So I was really excited when you said you wanted to come back and do another session with me, and really grateful that you said it was okay if we videotaped it, and you're used to having cameras pointing at you while you're doing very intimate couples counseling work,
Yeah, I guess that's true.
which is a huge gift for everybody because it's such a private thing, and that you're willing to do the work so that other people can gain benefit from your hard work. It's a huge blessing. So thank you for your willingness to do that.
Yes.
I appreciate that.
It's tremendous. Okay, so in a minute, I'm going to ask you your intentions. That's how I always start counseling sessions. But first, let me ask you, how is the baby?
She's growing up, getting big.
Wait, how old is she right now?
7 months.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know where time went. And
It
she's
flies, doesn't it? It's like that.
flies.
The
She's
baby.
just, oh God, she's perfect. Just perfect.
Are you guys sleeping?
Yes.
She sleep through the night.
Ooh,
For like
that-
the past 3 months.
so nice.
And she sleeps hard.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so good.
Oh my gosh, I'm like, to how our pregnancy was, we need it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, maybe that's like a like they say, bad rehearsal, good play.
There you
Maybe
go.
it's like hard pregnancy, easy baby.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
true.
No, anyway, so welcome back here, you guys.
Thank you.
So normally, you know, I always say everything you tell me is strictly confidential unless it's homicide, suicide, or child abuse. But this is a little different, but that is the normal speech that a counselor starts with. And then I always ask, what's your intention for this session? And you don't have to have matching intentions. You can want different things. So if you could, and the more candid and vulnerable you are, the more you help other people, and the more real it is. And you know me, so you know this is a safe space. And so your intention, you don't have to have matching intentions. You can want different things. So you can think of it as, if you could fix, heal, or transform anything or things in the relationship, what would they be? What would be your ideal outcome? And either one of you can go first.
Yeah.
You've been voluntold, Patricia.
I know. Okay, I would say that my intention for this would be to learn how to let go of old programming that I've noticed in myself that is stopping me from living the life and having the experiences that I know my heart truly desires. I've kind of been stuck in this place for a while now, and I just want to be open to whatever comes. I'm trying to do this whole journey with peace with my ego so I can be receptive to what you are guiding me to. And really the whole thing is I just want to be a better person and a better wife and a better mother and daughter and friend. So that's my intention.
That's beautiful. And Patricia, the old programming, do you mean old programming from childhood necessarily, or old programming from wounds with Dawn, or both?
I would say that my wounds with Dawn are only wounds because of what happened in my childhood. You know, I think I'm sensitive to those areas in my marriage because of the abandonment that I faced in my childhood.
Okay.
I would definitely say my focus is in childhood because I feel like psychologically and mentally, it's like I know what I should and need to do, but emotionally, and that little child in me is not wanting to let me do it.
Oh yeah, it's hard.
Yeah.
I get it. Okay, thank you, Patricia.
Welcome.
And how about you, Don? What's your intention for this session?
I would say my intention is just to bring more awareness. I feel like I put so much focus in work and trying to make more money and providing for my family. I kind of feel like I lack in regards to like my marriage in ways that I'm like unconsciously don't recognize it. You know, I think my wife is happy, you know, if I'm making a lot of money and, you know, Satori is, you know, I'm taking care of her. I'm thinking I'm doing everything, but I'm missing the aspect of like,
Right.
you know, just, you know, growing that bond with my wife and just me and her. So that's what, like, I think my attention just focus on just be more aware, you know, be able to kind of separate work with my marriage.
Got it. Like presence. Got it. Good. Great goals, you guys. And these are stumbling blocks that people the world over bump into. So you're going to help a lot of people working on these. I want to start with the last one first because it's such a normal man problem.
Mm-hmm.
So a good man, and you're a good man, Don, in his, what Buddha calls the middle time. So a man has 3 lives. There's the time when you're young, you're a little boy, you're playing and having fun, you're learning new things. The middle life is when you're a young man, you are now. And in the middle life, a young man usually makes the mistake of, oh gosh, I take that back. It's not a mistake. His primary focus, if he's a good man, is providing for his family. And so it's a really normal, it's only a mistake in this way. Men always think that I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. And when the woman says, women start getting critical. So there's a really great book by David Data called The Way of the Superior Man. When I read this, I was like, oh my God, that's true. David Data says, women are critical creatures. Women are critical creatures. So a man starts hearing from his woman, his wife, or his woman, whoever he's dating someone, she starts getting critical. And it's about a million little things. But what it's really about is lack of presence.
Yeah.
And all the man has to do is come really fully present with the woman, and he does what David Data calls pierce her mood with his thunderbolt of love. David Data goes, I don't know what you'll do in each moment. She starts getting critical or she gets into a mood, a spin. And he says, I don't know if you're going to crack a joke or pick her up in the air and twirl her over your head or press her against the wall with your chest and belly and lick her face or throw her down on the living room floor and rip off her clothes and make love to her. I don't know what you're going to do. But in each moment you will be hit with a flash of brilliance and you'll know what to do. So that particular issue, I want you guys to work it from both ends. One end of it is self-observation. So this is a homework assignment for both of you. It's a once and for all, starting now and forever homework assignment. I want you to start cultivating that part of you that can sit up in the curtain rod and gently watch your thoughts, feelings, and behaviors without judging. It's like a bird's eye view or a God's eye view. And you're just gently watching. Like, you might say, when she says that, I do this. When he does that, I say this. Interesting. When the kid does that, when the baby does this, I feel like this. When I'm caught in traffic, I feel like this. Oh, interesting. That's all you're doing. Self-observation leads to self-awareness. And self-awareness leads to self-mastery. And self-mastery leads to the life you want. Okay? So presence is the hardest thing because a young man is doing what he's supposed to do, which is get busy in life, doing the work to bring in the money to support the family.
Yeah.
That's a good man.
Yeah.
That's a good man. And then the woman starts getting critical. And then that's going to be like an indicator to you. oh, she needs me to pierce her mood with my thunderbolt of love. Okay? Okay? That's one thing. That's one end. You're going to work it from self-observation to notice gently, oh, here's what I'm doing, here's what she's doing, what can I do? Mm-hmm. Or, you can pick her up and twirl her or lick her face, or you can offer to do talking stick with her. Mm-hmm. Hey, baby, I want to hear your thoughts and feelings when I do talking stick. That's another way. So you're going to work on it from that end. And Patricia, you're going to work on it from the other end, which is how you deliver the information. So when women get fed up enough in the relationship with some chronic problem, my man's a workaholic. He's always gone, or even when he's home, he's thinking about work, or he's always on his phone answering some message from some work thing. And then women start to eventually say, you always, you never, and I hate when you. Mm-hmm. Do you ever say you always, you always, you're always gone. You never pay attention to me. I hate when you leave your dirty clothes on the floor. Can you not get it into the hamper? Do you ever find yourself saying it? You always, you never, I hate when you? Not that much?
No, all the time.
Yeah, I said, hold it.
Like, do you have a chronic one? Is there a thing he always does and you say, you always do this?
Probably I would say, like, leaving something like a shirt, like, not around.
The light
she's real
on,
OCD.
The light on. Oh my God.
She's
the
real
shoes,
OCD.
She's OCD.
The laundry.
Oh, got it. So she's OCD and he's always leaving things around. So if you worked it from your end and you would say, you would see, she's seeming OCD right now. Then you might crack a joke, pick her up in the air, twirl her over your head, lick her face, throw her down, make love to her. Or you might say, oh baby, you're so adorable when you're bossing me around. I'm going to get you a Catwoman outfit and a whip, and we're going to have sex like that, because that is turning me on.
Yeah, got to try it, something different.
So that's how you can work it from your end. And Patricia, you're going to work it from your end by using the Song of the Sirens. Have you ever heard of the Sirens, the cousins to the mermaids? Mm-mm. So the Sirens live out on the rocks in the middle of the ocean. If you ever read Homer's Odyssey, the Iliad, you can read stories about it. So they would sing, their voices were so beautiful. Mm. They'd sing to the sailors, and the sailors couldn't resist their voices. Mm. And they would leap off the ship and try to swim to the sirens and drown. And then the sirens would keep them under the sea to serve them forever and all of eternity.
Oh.
And that's what you want, him to live under the sea and serve you forever and all of eternity, right?
Yeah.
So women, when they get fed up enough and they want to say, you always leave your clothes laying around the ground, can you not just put it in the laundry basket? It's 3 more steps. Instead of saying that way, you're going to say, I love when you put your laundry in the laundry basket. That is so hot. That really turns me on when you mow the lawn and your muscles are sticking out and you're getting sweaty like that. Oh, that's so hot.
That'd be a great approach.
How would that feel, Don, if she came at you like that?
Oh, it'd feel amazing. It'd be all attitude, pissed off. I'm like, oh, damn. You think it's the end of the world.
Uh-huh.
Like, just a shirt, but...
And if she came at you with the siren's voice?
I'd be happy to pick that shirt up, and I probably won't do it again. I'm like... just...
Okay, you heard that.
We got it on tape. Yeah. But that means you have to do it, Patricia.
I know.
So I had a client one time years and years ago, like about 25 years ago, and her husband would never mow the lawn. He was a really good, hardworking man. And on the weekends, he was exhausted. Mm-hmm. And they would always get into a fight. She'd say, then let me hire a lawn guy. No, we're not spending my hard-earned money on a lawn guy. I can do it. Yeah, but you never do. And then the fight starts. Mm. And she learned the Song of the Sirens. And she came back the next week, and I said, how did it go? And she goes, it was Saturday morning, and I was coming down the stairs. I put on my sexiest nightie that he could never resist. And he was coming from the kitchen to the couch with a Coke and a bowl of potato chips. The football game was already on. And she said, I stopped his body with my body, and I whispered in his ear, you know, when you mow the lawn and your muscles are sticking out like that and you're getting all sweaty, oh, that's turn on? And she goes, he mowed the lawn twice in 1 week.
That's funny.
So it's a hard shift.
Yeah.
Because you're fed up with it. It's gone on for how many years have you been together?
3.
3 years of him dropping his clothes on the floor instead of putting it in the laundry.
Yeah.
So you want to bark at him, but you're going to try the Song of the Sirens instead. So this is what I think makes a good couples counselor. So I never take sides. Mm-hmm. So if you're ever hoping I will, I won't. But you are always both going to have a homework assignment to address some issue.
Yeah.
Okay, so yours is greater presence. So what do you think of that tool? Are you excited about it, or I can't do that, I'm always too mad when it comes to that point?
I am excited because I know it would probably be a lot more beneficial to us. And I will do it, but what I'm not excited about is that it's going to be hard. It's
To catch yourself?
No, because, well, sometimes. I'm not going to say no all the time. I feel that, personally, I do have a great sense of self-awareness. I do catch myself kind of observing how I am in the situation. I tell him this all the time, and I tell him, I'm like, I think I'm going crazy, because sometimes I'll be in a conversation or doing something, and I'm just like thinking about what I'm doing while I'm doing it. And I'm analyzing, like, why am I, like, especially if it's something that I know I shouldn't do or know isn't beneficial, I'm like doing it, but in my mind I'm like, right? So I am aware most of the time when I'm doing things that are not beneficial to us, which makes it even more frustrating. But what I'm not excited about is I have to find my voice and this sounds silly, but the courage enough to speak to my husband like that, because that's foreign to me.
Oh, the siren, sensuous, sexy. You might have been masculinized by our society. I mean,
and my mother.
Oh, that's right. We talked about that a little bit in the first. Did you see the Women's Lip Sucks video that I sent you?
No, I'm sorry.
That's okay. Do you still have it?
Yes, I have all your links, yes.
Okay, good. If you need any resent, remind me.
Okay.
We're going to talk about that, because that is foreign to a lot of women, grounding in your feminine power. So most of us women, especially because of my generation, I'm 60, so women's lib really had, it's a second huge upsurge since the first one, the suffragettes. And in ours, when I was, in that era, in the late 60s, in the early 60s, women became very masculinized. And we started stating in a positive, proactive, direct way our wants and needs and desires. And we have a right to say what we want, need, and desire. Absolutely. And especially at work and in situations and in a beloved relationship, for the sensual, sexual wheel to roll, to continue rolling. Let me see the shortest way I can describe this. Even in a gay or lesbian relationship, there was someone grounded in the masculine and someone grounded in the feminine energy. If both partners are grounded in their masculine, there's a lot of power struggles and headbutting. If both are grounded in the feminine energy, the relationship usually doesn't move forward, because both want to be courted.
I definitely think with me and my wife, I could definitely see that, just because I see how her mom is. Her mom is so, when her mom come in the room, you're gonna recognize her mom, just how she is with just everything she do. She's a boss, And I can just tell with my wife just how she go about it. Like, she's so much like her mom, and I'm such an alpha myself. And that's why I think we like butt heads a lot.
So you got two alpha dogs, two alphas. Yeah, I got it. Okay, go ahead.
I would say, though, to add to that, I feel that I'm in this place in my life now where I am very alpha, but it's not because I feel strong that way. It's because that's all I know. Right. Because deep down, and this is why I'm here, I want to be able to tap in and own the, you know, feminine side of me, and in a way that, like, I really authentically own it. In the past, like, I would feel sexy or, you know, good, but it was all because my exterior, I was, like, okay with how I looked on the outside.
Mm-hmm.
But inside, it's still the same as it is now.
Right. So you weren't grounding in your womb.
Mm-hmm.
That's not where the power was coming from. You were exhibiting your sexy feminine kind of from your head.
Yeah, everything's from my head.
I get it. Okay. We're going to go back to the analyzing too. So a lot of women get caught in the masculine shield to protect.
Yeah.
Like their true seat of power is in their feminine power. And the feminine, make no mistake, is as strong as the masculine power. In fact, in Taoism, it's 1 iota stronger.
Mm-hmm.
So the feminine power is so strong that she can relax on her throne and allow the man to lead, because she knows I'm in my power, so I can let him lead. I don't have to control and handle everything. So we'll come back to that, and also you're going to watch the Women's Lip Suck CD, because that's what it's about.
Okay.
But we'll come back to it too, because you're going to have a couple of exercises for that. Most women grow up in a masculine dominant society, and so it doesn't feel safe to be in the feminine energy, because we'll get bulldozed or run over, and we haven't had the feminine modeled for us in a powerful way. So we either had a mother that was a bully or completely submissive, and neither one of those are the true feminine power. The true feminine power is not passive and, you know, bowing and serving to her man, and she's not a bully. So you'll find your own, and I'll give you exercises for that.
Okay.
So going back just for a moment to the objective observer, that part of you that can hang out on the curtain rod and gently watch your thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. You're watching for, like I said, number one, your patterns. Oh, that's interesting. When he says that, I do this. When she does that, I say this. The other thing you're watching for is your mean liar voices. Everybody has mean liar voices. Mean liar voices pick on us and put us down. They're just voices in our head. We either adopted them from our parents or teachers, or we just created them by adapting to our environment. So you know what I mean liar voices?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so tell me one or two of your mean liar voices. I'll show you what we're going to do with them.
I'm not good enough.
Same.
Both of you? That's a really common one. I'm not good enough. Any other ones?
I feel like all mine, the root of it is I'm not good enough. It's just there's multiple ways that it's presented in my mind.
Right.
But that's really the root of it.
The root of it.
Because it could be like, oh, they'll leave you, or you'll be replaced, or yeah, but someone's probably already doing that. Someone's going to be better anyways.
Oh yeah, you won't be as good as somebody else. You may as well skip
So
it.
at the same, you know, it's always coming back down to, well, you're not good enough.
Uh-huh. Got it. Got it. Okay, hold on. We're going to do something. We're going to do two things. We're going to get rid of these mean liar voices today. How do you like that?
Oh, God.
Okay. Anybody have one that says you screwed everything up? You effed everything up?
I don't have that. Do you?
Okay, good. Good. Any other ones? Anyone, you're not lovable, you're not worthy?
Yep.
Lovable, worthy. Okay. Okay, very good. So here's what we're going to do with these mean liar voices. Whenever you catch one, and you will because you're practicing self-observation now, you're going to jot them down. You can put them in your phone, or you can keep a notepad. If you guys want to grab a clipboard right there, you can. And what you're going to do is you're going to write down what your mean liar voice says to you, But you're not going to say I am. So it won't be I am not good enough. It's going to be you are not good enough. And the reason why there's a spiritual law, we don't say I am because I am is a proclamation to the universe. And the spiritual people or the God people or, you know, the people who study different religions, this is expressed a lot in various different spiritual teachings that I am. There's even a religion by Saint Germain called the I Am. In fact, there's an I Am temple on 3rd Street and McDowell.
Wow.
Saint Germain, I Am temple. That I Am is a proclamation to the universe. And what you say to yourself about yourself determines your place in the world.
There's power in your tongue.
Exactly. You're exactly right, Don. There's power in your speech. So right. What you say to yourself about yourself determines your place in the world. So when you jot down the mean liar voice, you're going to put you are. Because when we say I am, the universe answers yes, you are. And also, one of my other favorite little memes that I made up was the external world is simply a manifestation of my internal landscape. So, you're going to jot down what this mean liar voice says. You are not good enough. You'll be left. You're replaceable. You won't do as well as someone else, so you shouldn't even try. You're not lovable. You're not worthy. And then you get to name the mean liar voice, anything you want. You could call it Mom, Bob, asshat, jerkface, sledgehammer, shoehorn, doorknob, coat tree. And then whenever you catch that mean liar voice picking on you, you're going to say, shut up, asshat, get out of my head, you have no power here. I'm a good person and I'm doing my best. Or I am lovable. Or no one can do it like I can. Because no one's me. Okay? Did you have a name pop to mind for one of your mean liar voices?
Fred.
Fred?
Fred, get out my head.
That's good.
Leave me alone, Fred.
Shut up, Fred. Get out of my head. Stop picking on me. You have no power here.
Fred, I don't know why Fred just popped in my head.
It's perfect. Whatever pops into your head is perfect. And you get to change the name of your mean liar voices anytime you want to. Did you have one, Patricia?
Well, for me, I just read this book. It's called The Journey from like Healing from Abandonment or whatever. And it talks about that. It talks about identifying your little child, you, as the self-actualized version of yourself, and then they call it other, which is your ego, which says these things. So what I've been doing is that when I catch myself, when I'm able to catch myself saying these negative things, in my mind, I mentally say other, and I talk to that part of myself, and I say, it's okay, I know you're trying to protect me, but you need to trust me. And then I talk to the little kid inside of me, and I say, can we all agree?
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
So one of the great things about doing that is it distances you from the voice.
Yeah.
Because what happens when we are listening to the mean liar voices is we're under the illusion that that is me. But it's not. It's a brain that's full of programming. A brain is like a big computer, and it reruns the same programs. And the brain is your tool, not your master. And the people who have the most messed up lives have the brain running the show. Your brain is not your master. Your brain is your servant. You tell your brain what to do. Your brain doesn't tell you what to do. Okay, so now, so you get to just track your mean liar voices, name them, and tell them to shut up. And now we're going to do another exercise that really kicks the mean liar voices in the butt. Would you like that? Like, really kicks them out.
Okay.
Okay? Okay. So, with all the camera lights and everything on, you get to close your eyes and try to relax.
Okay.
Okay? So you get to just sit back, close your eyes, take a deep breath, breathe in love, breathe out peace. On your next deep breath, just scan through your body, see if you can locate any stress. And on the next deep breath, just let it go. See yourself walking down a beautiful path in nature. You can see and smell beautiful, brightly colored flowers. Feel a gentle breeze on your skin. Maybe you hear songbirds singing or see them flying through the treetops. And now you come to a clearing, a beautiful nature scene. And in this nature scene, there's flowing water, because water is the healing agent. So it could be a river or a stream, a waterfall or water fountain. Make it beautiful for you. And right next to this water, there's a beautiful, comfy, cushy place to sit. It could be a big patch of clover, or giant cushions on soft grass, or a moss-covered log, or it could be a couch if you want it to be. It's your scene. You can have anything you want there. And go into the scene and take your place upon this comfortable, cushy place to sit. And just look around and drink in the beauty of this scene, knowing that it is a reflection of your own inner beauty. Now, off in the distance, you see a child approaching. And as this little child draws nearer, you realize it's you. And when this little you sees the grown-up you sitting there, their pace quickens and their face lights up. They run to greet you. They're so excited. You greet this little child you in the way that you love to be greeted. Maybe a hug and a kiss. Maybe you pick them up and swing them around. And now you invite this little you to sit next to you in this comfy, cushy place. And you hold their little hands in yours and you look into their face. This little child you is beaming up at you. They're so excited to see the grown-up you. And you're smiling down at them. And you see their perfect, beautiful little face. Now just imagine, I know you wouldn't do this, but just for this exercise, please try and do everything I say. As you're looking down into their beautiful little face, imagine if you started screaming, "You're not good enough. You'll be left. You'll be abandoned. You're replaceable. You shouldn't try anything because someone else is going to be able to do it better than you. You'll never do it as good as other people could. You're not lovable. You're not worthy." Imagine if you screamed that in their face. See their face fall. See the tears streaming down. And now you say to your little child self, "Oh, my precious one, I would never scream that in your face. I would never do that. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry." And this little child you looks up at you and says, "Every time you say those things to you, it is the exact same thing as if you were screaming them into my face. You are as vulnerable and tender as me. You have feelings just like I do." And you say, "Oh, my precious child, I didn't realize. I didn't mean to do that to you. I'm so sorry. Can you ever forgive me?" And your little child self looks up at you with so much love and says, "Always. I will always forgive you. Mercy, mercy, mercy on you." And you look back at your little child self and you say, "I promise I will stop saying those mean things to us. I promise I will do my best to treat you kindly. And I want you to know, precious little one, you are good enough. You are dazzling. You are a precious child of the universe. I'm looking at you now and seeing how perfect you were. I will be with you. People may come and go, but you'll be okay, because I will always be with you. And anything you try, it will be good enough. It'll be your best. In any moment, every moment, you can only do your best. And it'll always be uniquely you. And I will support you in trying anything you want to try. And you are as good as anyone else. And you are lovable and you're worthy. And I love you. And I'm going to tell you every day. And your little child self looks up at you and says, and I'm looking at you. And I'm seeing how perfect you are. And how wonderful and dazzling. And how you are a child of the universe. Perfect in your own way. And I love you. And then you hug this little one tight as you can, and you smooth away their tears and kiss their forehead. And then make them small and light as a feather and put them in your heart space, because that's where they live. And you feel the love there grow. And then you take one last look around your nature scene, knowing that it is a reflection of your own inner beauty, knowing that you can come back to this place whenever you want to. You start back down the path, and when you feel present, you can open your eyes. What was that like?
It was beautiful.
It was beautiful? Could you see little Don?
Absolutely.
About how old was he?
About 6 years old. 6 years old.
How did he act when he first saw you sitting there?
Just surprised. Because, I would say the little Don had this trajectory of how like life was supposed to go. But then, and now like my little self can see how I am as an older person, kind of just analyze, but surprised but happy at the same time.
Was he impressed?
Yes, very impressed.
That's
Very
a nice
impressed.
feeling, isn't it?
Yeah.
What did your little girl self, about how old was your little girl self, Patricia?
I'd say like 3 or 4.
And how did she act when she first saw you sitting there?
Hesitant.
Do you know why?
I feel that lately I kind of feel like I don't remember my childhood very much. Like, really, I remember like little things. So I think that as I do this like inner child work, it's just like new territory.
Yeah.
And I feel like in a weird way I've kind of abandoned myself during childhood. And so even though it feels good and it feels very healing, it also feels very painful, sharp, and sad.
And the self-abandonment was a coping mechanism that you already know this stuff, that you had to do back then so that you wouldn't go insane. So when she ran up, how did you greet her?
With love. And then as you were explaining the process, she definitely warmed up to me. And then there was a moment where she felt proud of me, which was nice. And it was nice to have that experience and that dialogue in my mind where she's speaking positive words to me. Because every time I've done it in my mind, I'm the one speaking to her, and it was nice to have that received back. Yeah.
And then how was it for each of you when you started yelling the things that your mean liar voices have been saying to you into the face of your child?
it was like my child was giving me this look like, you are good enough. Basically this look of like, I can't believe you even said that.
Because he knows it's not true.
Which is interesting, real quick, because as I've gotten to know my husband, that is his mentality in life. That is, that's why he made it to the NFL. He just has such a strong sense of his worth. That is what I'm attracted to in him, but at the same time scares the shit out of me because I'm the opposite. And like for me, when I was saying that to my child at first, the inner me was like, whoa, like, oh, okay, right. And I think that is essentially what happened when I was younger, right? I started believing those things. And then as your process continued, I feel that the work that I've done so far, it was kind of like I was able to see that happening and then get back out of that cycle. But it definitely did happen for a moment where I was believing what I was saying. Yeah.
When you were yelling at the little girl? At your little girl self? And then when you started reaffirming, when we got to the part where I say, your little child self says to you, when you say those mean things to you, it's exactly the same thing as screaming them into my face. Did you realize that?
Yeah, I think for me, which is funny because I think that I'm so receptive to this right now is because I just had Satori. And I've never allowed myself to feel a level of innocence and this responsibility of I have to be an example of love in front of her because I understand how that affected me with the lack of. So having that vision of me holding me, I don't think I would have been as receptive if I had not had a baby yet because I've never felt that type of vulnerability. So, yeah.
Babies crack your heart open. Don't they? That was really good. Okay, so that's one example of how it affects you and why it's so important to catch the mean liar voices, name them, that helps you dissociate from them, and tell them to shut up. Men in general can have few mean liar voices, but one kind of common mean liar voice that men have a lot is, I'm not doing enough. Like for a successful man just to sit on the couch all weekend, he'll start getting that mean guilt tripper voice.
Yeah.
So that's a tool that I want you to keep in your arsenal. Okay? Okay, there's another tool I want to give you. So there's a very expensive tool that I have scoured the world to find, and I spare no expense for my clients for this tool. So I'm going to give you one now. Each of you are going to get one. Okay, so like I said, I looked the world over for the best tool to handle the mean liar voices that pick on you. Everybody's got them, and they are the thing that makes or breaks our self-esteem. What you say to yourself about yourself. So relaxing into your power as the dazzling goddess that you are, and catching the mean liar voices and telling them to shut up, and also tell each other what your mean liar voices' names are. And if you hear each other picking on yourselves, the self, you're going to call them by the name of the mean liar voice. Are you listening to Fred right now? Tell Fred to shut up right now. You're just going to tell Fred. Tell him to shut up right now. Okay, so this very expensive tool that only my clients receive, I'm going to bestow upon you now. It's called a thought stopper. This is a thought stopper. And when I give this to you, it goes on your wrist, and whenever you catch a mean liar voice picking on you, you're going to practice negative operant conditioning.
Oh my gosh, this is just weird. I literally thought this to myself maybe like a month ago because I'm like, I was sick and tired of it. I'm like, God, I keep doing the same thing every day. I keep thinking the same thing every day.
Yeah.
And I'm stuck at the point where I know it, but I keep doing it. And that's the shittiest feeling because you know it and you keep doing it. So I was like, so I need something to just like change my fucking wiring. But of course, the part of me that isn't there yet, that always procrastinates, hasn't put a hair tie on my wrist to do it.
Right. Okay. So now you're gonna have
Dawn?
Don.
Thank you.
So now you have your thought stoppers on your wrist. So it's going to do two things, because you're practicing positive reinforcement for your little child self.
Mm-hmm.
You're remembering, wow, did you see how beautiful the face was of your little child self? And how perfect they were? And then they look at you and say, I'm seeing how perfect you are, and lovable and beautiful. And I'm sure you look at each other. I'm sure you look at Patricia and think, wow, you should see yourself through my eyes. Did you ever think that?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. See yourself through his eyes.
Because I always tell my wife, like, she don't own it how she should.
That's right.
You know.
And it's okay if you fake it till you make it. You know, it's okay. Remember, you guys probably never saw The King and I. It's an old movie, old play. And there's a song about whistle a happy tune so no one will suspect you're afraid. It's kind of like fake it till you make it.
No.
So here's your homework assignment. Number 1, Patricia, you're going to start practicing your strut. Whenever you're walking anywhere, you're going to start practicing your I'm all that strut.
She really needs to, like, I wish she just need that, like, she's so, like, humble and, like, but she don't quite own her greatness. 'Cause I think she just so great the way, like, I feel like I've changed so much since I met my wife in regards to, like, from an internal perspective in regards to, like, engaging in reading books and stuff like that. I'm like, you just have such a positive impact on this world in regards to the people you meet with your message, like, and you're beautiful. You're very smart, you're intelligent, you're successful. You gotta own it.
That's right.
Like, you just gotta own it. Like, and I just feel like it just makes her uncomfortable for whatever reason. I mean, it goes back to the abandonment days with her father and all.
Right.
And I get it, but
I get it. Patricia, how are you? Well, let me come back to that because, okay, so you have these tools. You're going to practice your strut. You got your negative operant conditioning tool where you snap your rubber band every time you catch yourself picking on yourself. And your rubber band is also going to remind you, oh yeah, I'm going to be present with myself and love myself. I'm going to make sure I'm doing that. It's just a reminder. So that's the positive aspect. The snap is the negative conditioning, and the strut. How are you at receiving compliments, Patricia?
Last time you told me I had a little pixie cup worth of compliments that I can take in. It's funny because now, ever since that session with you, when he's amazing. He will talk to me for an hour about everything that he thinks is great about me, and it's very genuine. But I'm telling you, I'm stressed that whole hour.
Oh.
Like, I'm stressed.
Like your body's tense and everything?
Yes, and I just feel very like,
Okay, we're going to practice a little thing right now. So, are you both pretty good at complimenting each other?
no, I suck at it.
Oh, okay. So,
but B, I own mine.
He's
so it
very
don't
good
matter.
at complimenting me.
Yeah.
Very good. That's actually been something that has been bothering me lately because I know that I don't praise my husband the way that, not even that I should, but the way that I want to. Because
did you get trained in childhood not to do that?
Yeah, and I don't praise myself. And it was always, good job, what's next? Or
Right.
it was always, that's how I raised you. Like,
So it's a given. You just did
Yeah,
what you were
it's a
supposed to
given.
do. You don't get a thank you for it.
right. So it's
I get
very, even though mentally I know, like, you need to express that, right? Like, that's important. Because
Right.
if you don't, well, one, that's shame on you. But two, like, what is that going to make him feel? You know? And even more so to myself, I think that's why it's hard for me to let go of those negative, what do you call them?
Self-talk.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to practice it right now. So you're going to turn toward each other. Please establish eye contact. Now, this is going to be a kind of a formal compliment. formal in that you're going to start with the other person's name, because what beloveds do is they use baby or honey, or eventually they stop saying each other's name. So it's a little bit intimate because you're saying the other person's name. So Don, you get to start because the masculine initiates. You're going to give Patricia a compliment. Patricia, what you're going to, so you're going to say, Patricia, what I love about you is, and then you're just going to name one little thing. Okay, it doesn't have to be long, just one short little thing. And then Patricia, you're going to practice relaxing your body. Yep, get really relaxed. If you feel something tense up, just take a deep breath. He's going to compliment you, and you're going to breathe that compliment in. So Donna's going to say, Patricia, what I love about you is, and then Patricia, you're going to take a moment. You're going to relax your body. You're going to do this. Thank you.
Okay.
So you're going to breathe it in and say thank you. So just one, and go ahead, Don. And then Patricia, you're going to reciprocate, and you're going to say, Don, what I love about you is, and then you're going to breathe it in, Don, and say thank you.
Patricia, what I love about you is you have a beautiful smile.
Thank you.
Good.
Dontavia, what I love about you is you have a good heart.
Ooh, you guys are good at that. Like you really took your time with it. How did that one feel, Patricia? The receiving and the giving.
Oh God, awkward.
Was it a little more relaxed?
No,
than when he's at you with an hour of it.
I probably should have sat there for like 5 minutes and
to let it in.
Yeah, but
Okay.
I understand. You know, I feel that it's kind of weird because when I'm uncomfortable, I feel nervous or really anxious. It's all right here.
Oh, good.
Oh
Good
my
to know.
God, it's all right
okay,
here.
so now we're gonna try. This is next step thing.
Okay.
Okay, so first, those were great compliments. Really good job. Okay, now for this next one, and it's okay to put both hands right there, so you're like really supporting yourself. Send love in there. You're supporting yourself. You're supporting little Patricia, who's anxious about this because of all the humility training. Like humility is great. Praying to be humble. Praying to be humble. That's a good prayer. But I never pray for humility without at the same time praying for confidence. And I also never pray for confidence without also at the same time praying for humility. Because to me, humility and confidence have to go hand in hand. If I have too much confidence and no humility, I'm going to be a bully. I'm going to bulldoze people. I'm not going to care about other people's feelings. If I have too much humility and no confidence, I'm going to be a doormat and I'm going to think less of myself. So humility and confidence are brothers that go hand in hand wherever they go. Okay?
Yes.
Okay.
And I think, like in regards to like compliments, because like my wife, like she don't really say too much, like compliment me often, but me myself, I feel like I'm constantly gassing myself up, so it really don't bother me. I have self, like I know like my value, I know what I bring to the table, so it really don't, bother me.
Right.
But on the other hand, in regards to her, I feel like she don't like feel that way, and that's why it makes it uncomfortable kind of when I.
And for me, I know that's why my husband is the person that I'm meant to be with, because I need someone who's that secure with themselves in order to be patient with me. But I also know I need to get my shit together sooner than later, because that's going to get old too.
That's true. And Dawn, were you going to say you feel uncomfortable giving her a compliment because you know it's hard for her to take it in?
No, I don't mind giving.
Okay.
I give her a compliment. I feel like she's not receptive to it, but
Right.
I'm always like, I just.
And that's refusing a gift. And so when you catch her doing that, you're going to say, "Hey, I just gave you a gift. Now I'm going to show you next level, and also I'm going to show you both a way that you can help her relax with the compliments." Okay? So I've seen, I don't know, 10,000 couples, maybe more, over the last 27 years that I've been a shrink, and this is kind of a chronic problem. So I learned tools of how to start fixing this. One of the things I've noticed is when couples are together long enough, you don't have this. Don, you don't have this. But when they're together for a while, they start giving workhorse compliments. And when I make couples give compliments in session, it turns out to be something like, you're a good mom, you're a good dad, you're a good provider, that was a nice frying pan you gave me on my birthday. Sucks. But so I always make couples do this, and this is going to help you probably. We'll see. So next compliment, you're going to go back again, establish eye contact. And Patricia, if you need a hand or two right where little Patricia needs you to support her, that's okay. You're going to send love in there, and you're going to make sure that you're practicing being conscious of relaxing your body. Okay, hold your eye contact, and you're each going to give another compliment. This compliment has to be a body part. A body part. So you're going to do 2 each. And Don, you're going to start. Patricia, what I love about you is, and don't worry, I've heard it all. And you're going to take your time, breathe it in, say thank you. Then you're going to say, Don, what I love about you is, and then you're going to tell him a body part. So you're going to do 2 each, back and forth, but it has to be a body part. Okay, go ahead, Don.
Patricia, what I love about you is.
You're doing fine. You can laugh. Laughing's allowed.
Okay, sorry.
Patricia, what I love about you is you have some sexy legs.
Thank you.
You gotta.
Oh, okay, sorry. Okay.
You gotta take it all in.
Thank you. Okay. Dontavia, what I love about you is your arm. No, I'd say your abs and your back.
Good. 2 more.
Patricia, what I love about you is you have some nice boobs.
Okay. Thank you. Dontavia, what I love about you is I think you have the most perfect face.
Thank you.
Good. And now you can go get a hug. That was really good. How did that one feel?
Felt good.
Was that one easier than the last one?
Probably just as hard, but.
But you got the couples get the giggles when they're doing body part compliments.
Yeah.
Well.
You're so cute. So that's a good way to practice it. I'm going to give you a homework assignment. You're going to practice the compliment trading game. Let me see. Don, how many times a week should we make her do it?
Oh, God. Be
So it
easy
doesn't have
now.
to be for an hour. What?
I said be easy.
It doesn't have to be for an hour, but it has to be at least a little bit, like 10 minutes at least 2 or 3 times a week.
Yeah, for sure. 2 or 3 times a week.
Okay.
Okay, that's your homework. I'm
Okay.
so serious about homework.
I know.
That when if couples don't do their homework by the next session, I charge them double.
Okay. I'm good.
And I've only had to do that twice in 27 years. With wives of pro athletes, it's normal for there to be a little bit of insecurity and jealousy in any beloved relationship where there's chemistry is normal. If there's no sexual chemistry, there's no jealousy. If there's sexual chemistry, there's almost always jealousy. So was there a little bit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm going to show you a tool right now, and also I'm going to send you the video for this. So this is I have my top 5 educational relationship couples videos. Educational couples videos. It's the top 5 relationship issues, and one of them is jealousy, and I explain how to stabilize a relationship. So if there's a lot of jealousy, it's decreased. Sometimes in some relationships it's valid, and when you're a pro athlete, it's one of those professions where women in general seem to
just-
think it's okay to throw themselves at you.
Yeah.
And so that's, normal. And any love relationship, there's jealousy. So this is the tool. There's 4 steps. And so first of all, I want you to know jealousy has, I explain more deeply in the video. There's 4 kinds of love Plato talked about. Plato, the philosopher. Agape, unconditional love. Philia, friendship love. Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love, is named after philia love. Philia, Philadelphia.
Gotcha.
Brotherly love, friendship love. Pia love, parent-child nurturing love, it's healing love. And eros love, erotic love, the love of lovers, beloveds. So to stabilize a beloved relationship, we need all 4 kinds of love in that relationship. Unconditional love, friendship love, parent-child healing love. The closer you get to your beloved, the more your childhood traumas are triggered. The more you're triggered to feel abandoned. And any issues from your childhood, it happens to us all. We draw the person that we need to work things through. And if the couple is committed, which you are, which is so beautiful, then you'll be able to work through it. So that Pia love, parent-child love, it's nurturing, healing love. And we'll do remember the mini hands-on healing that we did in your session? We'll do that again, probably to wind things up, because it helps with that Pia love. And eros love, erotic love. Eros love has its roots in lust and possession. That's why all the Valentine's cards say, be mine. Even the candies. I'm yours. You're mine. Be mine. You're mine. Mine, mine, mine. That's beloved love. That's okay. That's beautiful. But it has the potential to make us the most insane. It's the lowest and potentially the highest kind of love. So when I was a young counselor, I started realizing, wow, people who are madly in love experience jealousy. Okay. I see how jealousy chips away at the relationship. One beloved comes out, the person who's jealous, and usually they say, why were you talking to that woman? Or I saw you da-da-da-da, or you smiled that smile. It's just for me. That's my smile. And then the other person defends, and they say, I wasn't doing anything. That didn't mean anything. She's a friend. You're insecure. You're overreacting. You're being too sensitive. And then a fight happens, and it doesn't get resolved. So it damages the relationship. But we want to use jealousy to strengthen the relationship instead of damaging it. So you're going to do these 4 steps. We're going to practice these 4 steps right now. We'll do like a mini version, but when you're doing this at home, it might be longer, and it goes as long as it needs to. So I'll tell you the 4 steps, and then we're going to try them. So whenever somebody's jealous, the other person doesn't say, you shouldn't feel that way, or you're overreacting, or that doesn't do any good. So instead, you're going to say, come here, tell me everything you're feeling. So the first step is, you're just going to listen. Oh, well, let me back up. First of all, you're forgetting and not realizing what a dazzling, gorgeous goddess you are. So first you're going to own that. And you're going to start stamping down all of that humility training. And you're going to start saying, fuck you, mean liar voices. I'm a goddess. So Dawn's right. You have to start owning your power. So that's one of the things that you're going to say to one of your mean liar voices is the jealousy. It's not a jealousy voice. It's the you're less than voice. So you're going to name it, and you're going to tell it to shut up. And you're going to tell it, I'm not less than. Look at me. Okay, so the 4 steps, you're going to say, come here, sit down, tell me everything you're feeling. Then you pour out your heart. I saw you smile that smile. I thought that was my special smile. I saw that message that woman sent you. So inappropriate. Whatever you need to say. You're just going to listen. You're present, which is part of your goal too, Dawn. You want to be more present. Oh, by the way, you guys are going to have a homework assignment to do your bonding exercises. I'll come back to that. We're going to wind up when we wind up, I'm going to give you a couple homework assignments.
Okay.
You'll see. Okay, compliment game. So, Don, you're just going to say, tell me everything you're feeling. You're going to pour it out. Then you're going to say, thank you for telling me everything that you're feeling. What do you need to hear me say to remind you and to make you know that you are my one and only? And then you're going to say, I need to hear you say, you would never leave me for that blonde bimbo with the big fake boobs. And I'm the most gorgeous, funny, brilliant goddess you've ever met. And then kiss me right here. And then you're going to say everything she just said to say, and then you're going to kiss her right here. Okay, so we're going to do a little walkthrough with this. Okay, little role play. So now, Patricia, this could be a real time that you can think back on when you really felt hurt about something. And you're going to state briefly, remember when we did the talking stick in your first session? Okay. So that talking stick, that's the tool, and there's a video on that, the talking stick. So if you need me to, I will resend you that video. It's when one person speaks in short sentences and then the other person says a sentence back. So it's sort of like that. So you're going to say, when you did this or when this happened, it made me feel like this. And then you're going to say, I understand that when I did this or when that happened, it made you feel like this. Tell me everything. Okay? And then you're going to say briefly, just mainly because we're running out of time.
Okay.
But,
okay. Okay. When I looked through your phone and saw that you were looking at other women, or I should say one, that made me feel like everything that I'm afraid of is valid. And that scared me because as much as I don't want to shut you out, I will if I'm not careful.
okay, good. And then, Don, you're just going to repeat that back. You're going to say, I understand that when I
understand that when you saw me looking at other women in my phone.
He don't understand.
I understand. Hold on.
It's okay, take a drink. Go ahead.
Yeah,
you need some water. Got dry mouth all of a sudden.
So I basically tell her I understand.
I understand, or I acknowledge that when I did this, it made you feel this.
And after that point.
And then you're going to say, tell me how that made you feel.
Okay. I understand that when you looked through my phone and saw me looking at other women, I completely understand how that made you feel.
Good. How did you guys are doing great. So it was a tiny bit long, Patricia. It was a tiny long. Tell him 3 feelings that made you feel. You guys are adorable.
Okay. All right. Okay. When I went through your phone and saw that you were looking at someone else, that made me feel very insecure, very scared, betrayed.
Good. Those are 3 good ones.
I understand when you looked through my phone and seen me looking at other women, you felt very betrayed. You felt very scared. And you felt very hurt.
Right. Insecure. Really good.
And also insecure.
That's great. Really great. And so now, because we're at the end of the session and we're doing an abbreviated version, we're going to do just like one sentence, okay? Don, you're going to say, tell me all your feelings. And Patricia, tell him 1 or 2 sentences about how you felt at that time.
Tell me all your feelings that you felt at that moment.
And now, Don, you're just present in a state of compassion.
I felt that it wasn't safe to trust you.
Did you feel shaken, shattered?
Yeah, I felt betrayed.
Good. Oh, and I'll tell you a really good thing to use, especially when a woman is talking to a man, describing pictures. So saying to your man, it felt like you took a giant machete and sliced my heart in 2. It felt like you ripped my heart out of my chest and stomped it under your steel-toed boots. So things like picture descriptions work really well with men.
Okay.
And so let's say, Don, she poured her heart out and you just listened. You did perfectly, just listening with presence and compassion. And then you're going to say, what do you need to hear me say so that you remember that you're my one and only? And then Patricia will do that part first.
What do you need me to say to make you realize you're my one and only?
Good. And now, Patricia, you get to say anything. You could say, I want you to say, I'm the most dazzling woman you've ever met, and then squeeze me so tight that I squeak, or anything.
I would like you to tell me that I am enough and that it's safe to trust you.
Good. And then you're going to say it. In fact, hold her hands, look deeply into her eyes and say it.
You are enough, and you can trust me.
Good. Hold your eye contact. And say it again.
You are enough, and you can trust me.
And say it again. And really let it in, Patricia.
You are enough, and you can trust me.
And now, Don, squeeze her so tightly that she squeaks. Squeeze her like you're trying to make her body into your body. Like you're trying to squish the 2 of you into one body. Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead, squeeze. No, a real hug.
Oh, squeeze my hand.
Oh, just squeeze
No,
her hand.
squeeze her body. Oh, you're just dying over there. Squeeze her body. Give her a hug.
Oh.
Squeeze her so tight that she feels like she's never going to get loose. In fact, squeeze her so hard that, Patricia, once he squeezes you hard enough, I want you to try to get away from him. And Don, don't let go. Tighter, 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 tighter. I know you're stronger than that, Don. Tighter, tighter. She's not trying to get away. Are you trying to get away?
I'm trying.
Okay, good. That was good. Okay.
Heard a back crack over here. Like,
You don't have to go to the chiropractor now.
No.
Good. Okay. So now when you're using that tool at home, and if I forget, remind me. I'm going to send you that video.
Okay.
It's on my YouTube channel. It's the Enlightened Jealousy tool. That's the name of the video. It explains the 4 steps in detail, and there's actors portraying it. How did that feel, just doing the quickie version of that?
It felt good.
Good.
It felt good.
Did it feel better than the way, was it handled, when that happened, did that happen a while back?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. And
It was handled poorly.
was there, I mean, it's normal. Did you get defensive, Don? Did you defend yourself?
After it took me 3 days to say something.
Oh, it took you a while to come out with it.
Yeah.
So you were carrying that resentment, that pain.
My Lord.
Then you finally said something, so it built in you. And then when she finally said something, what did you do, Don?
I don't even remember.
A long time ago.
Yeah, I don't remember what happened.
Okay.
I was like,
Do you, Patricia?
Yeah.
How did you respond?
How did I react?
I don't know. He told me some story. It was like I saw it on my Twitter, and I just clicked it.
Oh yeah.
And I was
I
like,
remember
okay,
that.
yeah, I know, I saw.
Oh yeah.
I remember. I actually remember now.
Okay, so 2 last little things we're gonna do right now. So one is, I ask couples who have a monogamous agreement, because some couples don't, and that's okay. And I always tell couples, if you know that you are polyamorous, and you fall in love with someone who's monogamous, it will never work. Because you're going to try to have to change who you are naturally. Mm-hmm. Some people are naturally poly. Mm-hmm. A poly person needs to be with another polyamorous person. A monogamous person needs to be with a monogamous person. Do you feel you're both naturally monogamous?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Are you?
Yeah.
You have a
Yeah.
Stuff is coming out. No, you're both naturally monogamous. So
Yeah.
I ask beloveds who are either monogamous or if they're poly and had an infidelity, that they practice something that I call faithful in thought and deed. Faithful in thought and deed means you don't do, think, or say anything that you wouldn't do right in front of your mate. Okay? So, couple last things we're doing. One is I'm going to go over your homework. So, and I will be asking you, next session I'll be teaching you formal brags and congrats. And that's how I find out how homework went. And that's how I find out if I'm charging you double or not charging you double. So your homework assignment's going to be, you're going to practice the compliment trading game. And if you know it relaxes you to do body part compliments because it makes you giggle, it's okay to do just body part compliments. That's okay. Or you can switch around.
Okay.
And you're going to do that 3 times. How many times should we do it, Don? 2 times a week or 3 times a week?
I'll say 7 days a week, definitely 3.
7 days a week, definitely 3.
Yeah.
So 3 days a week, you're going to put that on you're going to have a couple's calendar.
Okay.
It can be written on with a marker and glass on your mirror in your bathroom so you both see it every day. Or it could be a special calendar you hang up in your bathroom, you both see it every day when you're brushing your teeth. Or it could be in your phone's a reminder, it's up to you.
Okay.
So you're going to pick the 3 days it's going to happen so it's not a surprise and you're not leaving it up to chance.
Okay.
So you're going to do at least 3 compliment trading game for 10 minutes.
Okay.
So that means like 5 minutes per person. Goes back and forth, back and forth. It doesn't mean you're going to do 20 minutes total.
Yeah.
So we want to give Patricia small doses so she can acclimate.
Yeah.
And Patricia, if you catch your mean liar voice picking on you, your humility voice, you're being conceited, you name that voice and you tell it to shut up.
Okay.
You're going to practice talking stick at least twice a week. Well, I don't know. You guys are pretty good communicators. Are you both communicating everything, or is one of you a stuffer of feelings?
I'm a stuffer.
Stuffer of feelings? Okay.
Well, actually, it depends.
So maybe both.
Yeah, I'm both.
You might be both. So, what would you guys say? Do you need to do talking stick once a week or twice a week? Just to clear the air.
Probably once a week.
Yeah, I think
Once a week? Okay,
yeah.
good. Because you don't have any really huge issues up right now. So once a week or more.
Okay.
And you're going to do the bonding exercises. Remember that video? So there's the video on the talking stick, the couples video. It's called Healthy Communication. That's in my YouTube channel, Healthy Communication. There is the bonding exercises video. That's also free in my YouTube channel. Anybody can find it. And the bonding exercises are puppy dog greetings when someone comes in the door, lay down spoon style, bellies together, eye gazing, and pillow talk. It's 3 to 5 minutes spoons, 3 to 5 minutes bellies, 1 to 3 minutes silent eye gazing, and 3 to 5 minutes pillow talk, ladies first. That expands your capacity for receiving. And also when you're laying down in that in those bonding exercises, that is when one of my best friends is psychotherapist Allie Arnold. Mm-hmm. She was on Scott Baio as 35 and Single.
Oh, I don't know.
She lives down the street.
Okay.
And this is a long time ago, before you were born. And she calls it drunken monkeys on a field trip. Like Buddhists call it monkey mind. Mm-hmm. When your brain is just... Mm-hmm. And one of the ways that you torture yourself, Patricia, is by analyzing yourself. Mm-hmm. We're talking Zen mind. This objective observer, it's a bird's eye view or a God's eye view. It's observing gently. It's not analyzing you and picking you apart. It's just saying, so. Oh, that's interesting. If it's a picking voice, that's a lower voice and you got to name it. It's a mean liar voice and you're going to tell it, shut up. Stop picking me apart. I'm a dazzling goddess. Leave me alone. When you're laying down in those bonding exercises, that's when the drunken monkeys on a field trip take off. Because it's trying to help you avoid receiving all that love. The bonding exercises expand your capacities to receive love. So when we said you received a Dixie cup full of love and he's trying to give you a gallon or a drum or a pipeline to the ocean of love, and you noticed your drunken monkeys on a field trip taking off, Patricia, you're just going to say silently, thank you and goodbye. I'm just right here, right now, giving and receiving love with my beloved. Also, it helps you practice presence. One of your goals, Dawn, was to be more present. And that helps with that. And, I mean, it's grand. Dawn, just you wanting to be more present with your woman makes you more present. Just wanting it. And also, you can let him know. When he's there and you can tell he's somewhere else, you can either use the siren voice on him or actually have a woman who decided they had cats that were always jumping on the table. And whenever she was talking to her husband and she could tell he was zoning out and not listening, she would squirt him in the face with the squirt gun. And that made him present every time.
I got one.
Ooh, I gotta hear how that one is gonna go. I gotta hear it next time. So that's a normal man thing. Mean liar voices. Child. Oh, okay. Oh, we're gonna come back to that one. I gotta remember to send you the Women's Lib Sucks CD. That's also on my YouTube channel. Women's Lib Sucks. Women's Lib Sucks. So your homework is 3 bonding exercises per week doable? You're not so busy that you can't, right? Could you
We could do it.
squeeze that in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or should I let you
I'll
say
say
2 or
I'll
more?
say 2 or 3. I don't want to.
You don't want to overcommit.
Yeah, I'll be over.
I respect that. So 2 or more,
Okay.
1 talking stick or more,
Okay.
Yeah.
and the compliment trading game is going to be 3 times a week
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, for sure.
for 10 minutes. Okay, we're going to do one last thing. Oh, gosh. Okay. Remember how when you screamed in the little child face?
Mm-hmm.
And you mentioned your innocence. This is a really profound thing. I want you to each get a stuffed toy. It's just for you. It's not for the baby. It's got to be the size of a small baby or bigger. It can't be like a beanie baby that you fit in your hand. It's symbolic of your child self. It's symbolic of you as a child. And I want you to start sleeping with it and taking it with you in the car and in the basket when you're going through the grocery store and everywhere that you could possibly take it that's appropriate. Like if you're going to a meeting with the NFL guys, you probably don't want to take your stuffed toy. But unless it's in your briefcase, you could look at it in there every now and then. You could go, "Hi, little Don, I love you." So it's number 1, symbolic of you as a child that needed that nurturance and didn't get it. Number 2, it represents your innocence. It represents you reclaiming your innocence. Patricia, you said, when I went into the inner child journey and screamed in the face of the child that I was, I couldn't feel much. I can't remember much of my childhood. I think you said, or you alluded to, it was so painful. It's better to forget.
Mm-hmm.
So we do forget. We block out a lot of our childhood if it's really painful. And the safer you are, in terms of you knowing that I'm here for me, that increases your foundation, your self-esteem, and that makes it safer for more memories to come back. Oh, I gotta send you the Healing Childhood Trauma. Okay, there's a video called Healing Childhood Trauma that I'll be sending you to that's also in my YouTube channel in case anybody wants to get it.
Okay.
Free. It's up there for free. So, one last thing we're gonna do. So you can set your clipboards down and you're gonna turn toward each other and we're gonna do that mini hands-on healing process. I'm just gonna walk you through it. So we always, we don't always do ladies first in this. If you have a hurt or a pain, Dawn goes first. But you talked about some of your trauma. So remember on the jealousy video, I told you there's that part about PIA love, parent-child nurturing love. This helps with that.
Okay.
So, Patricia, you're going to take Don's right hand, put it flat on your metaphoric heart. Your right hand goes on top of his. And then you're going to reach under and hold hands with your left hands. You're going to, if you need to shift around to get comfortable, you can. If you need to drape your legs over one another, it's okay. And you're going to look into each other's eyes. Just take a deep breath. Don, all you have to do is get in touch with how much you love Patricia. Everything that you love about her. Patricia, I want you to get in touch with any pain that you're still carrying. It could be pain that you've experienced with Don, like maybe that little moment when you found out he was looking at a woman or something similar. Or maybe a time when you needed him and he was busy with work and you couldn't get him present with you and you were missing him. Or maybe it's a time when you were hurting, missing your father. And now, Don, you're going to charge up your heart with love and send all that love up to your right shoulder, down your right arm, and out your hand into Patricia's heart space. Patricia, when you breathe in, you're just going to breathe in Don's love and imagine his love wrapping around those wounds and soothing them and warming them and easing them and melting away the pain. As much as possible, look into each other's eyes. And Don, you can let her see your love in your eyes. And now, Don, gently shift your breathing so that when Patricia's breathing in, you're breathing out. Patricia, when you're breathing in Don's love. And Don, you can let Patricia see the remorse in your eyes that you looked, even if it was just for a moment, and even if it was innocent and you didn't mean anything, it hurt her. Let her see the sadness in your eyes. And let her see the knowledge in your eyes that you know she was hurt and abandoned by a man, her father. And silently send that message through your eyes and that healing love through your hand, Don. I'm here for you. I'm here for you. Trust that I'm here for you. Oh, and Don, you should send this message too. Most of the men in the world will not go to counseling, and here I am in yet another 2-hour counseling session. So know that I'm fucking serious about this relationship. Good, and then go get a hug. That is really good. Really good. Now we're going to switch. Now, Don, you're going to put Patricia's right hand on your metaphoric heart space. Your right hand's on top. Yep. Hold hands with your left. Look into each other's eyes. Now, Patricia, you're just going to start charging up your heart with love, all the love you feel for Don. Now, Don, I want you to get in touch with any pain you've been carrying. Maybe it's the pain from Patricia not trusting that you're really, really there. That hurts. You're really there for her. She can't believe that sometimes and looks at you through the eyes of suspicion because she's been hurt by other men. How much that hurts. Or maybe there were times when there were purely innocent things that looked to her like you were doing something that you weren't. That pain of being misunderstood by your woman. Patricia, charge up your heart with healing love. Send it up to your right shoulder, down your right arm, and out your hand into Don's heart space to start healing those wounds. Don, let Patricia's love flow into your heart and heal those wounds that happen when a good man is not trusted. Let her start healing that. And now, Patricia, you're going to shift your breathing gently so that when Don's breathing in, you're breathing out. Don, you're breathing in her love. Patricia, you're just charging up your heart with love. When you look into Don's eyes, Patricia, think of him as a war-weary soldier, a knight. All a man ever wants is to get through that battlefield, strewn with bodies, his once shining armor covered with mud and blood. All he wants is to get back into the arms of his woman. All he wants is to be loved and accepted by his queen. That's all he wants, is to know that she knows that he would do anything for her. And then go get a hug. How did that feel?
Felt good.
Yeah.
Did anything click for you while you were doing that, giving or receiving?
Those were very refreshing.
How so?
It was like it's like it was really like she was really touching inside my chest. You know, I really felt that.
You could feel her love really coming in?
Yeah.
How is it for you, Patricia?
It feels really fulfilling and good. And I feel proud of myself for pushing through the resistance that I have. And I feel that I just need to keep doing it and get used to it.
Do you know what the resistance was about?
Yeah.
What?
For me, I feel that I just resist any sort of attention, gratitude, or love because that's how I dealt with it in my childhood. You know, I never want to get too close anymore because you may leave, and I don't really want to do that again.
Yeah. And now, one of the things that you're going to remind little Patricia is, it's true, people come and go. That's so true. And I'm here with you. So, don't worry. Whatever comes, because life will throw you some mad-ass curveballs. I got you and I'll deal with it. I'll help you.
Yeah.
So really good job. So one last, just briefly, did you have a favorite thing from this session that you liked, worked? Oh, I'm going to use that. Oh, that helped. I know it might be hard to remember because we just did a lot.
Yeah, let me see. I like what we just did in regards to like holding each other right here.
I did enjoy that. I also enjoyed the compliment exercise as much as it was very uncomfortable. I enjoy it because I know I'm not going to get to a place that I want to be with myself and with my husband and, you know, as a person if I don't get used to it. So I appreciate it.
Oh, wonderful. Good job, you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So much.
Thank
It's
you.
my honor and my pleasure.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll see you next time.
Yes,
Yes.
I'm excited. Thank you guys.